You are now tuned in to Heat Check with Slatter and Antonio Turner, right here on GTA Sports Network. Follow GTA Sports Network on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, as well as GTA Heat Check, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, GTA Sports, and check out GTASportsNet.com for all things in the world of sports. Draft just passed. Hello, everyone. It's Slatter.
Antonio Turner.
Welcome to GTA Heat Check, brought to you by GTA Sports Network. Brought to you by, you know what I'm saying, make sure you follow GTA Sports Network, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, GTA Heat Check. Subscribe to your channel, GTA Sports. Don't forget GTASports.com for all things more sports. Tom, what's up, man?
What's up, man?
I'm better now. Before we get into business, because we got a lot to discuss. This energy drink, C4, yo, I really liked it. This is like, it got a Starburst strawberry. It's like my favorite Starburst out of all of them, right?
I mean, that's the best one, first of all.
Facts. Zero sugar. You don't have all the calories and all that sodium. And you got protein. It's just literally an energy drink that actually is healthy for you, right? So I like, so far so good. I've tried I think they have orange citrus and a few other flavors, man. They're really good though.
Oh.
And we officially put the GTA Heat Check outfit on the website. So, New Age Elements, NA, Elements.net. You can get this whole outfit. You know, support the brand. You see the check with the flames. You know it's Heat Check. You know this. You know what it is, man. So we got that out there as well. Getting that out the way. The NBA. We're gonna do the draft in a separate episode. We're gonna separate the two because that's a whole other conversation.
Just a little something, man. Just
another conversation.
Just a few things.
But today is all about the NBA. Where do I start? Because there's so much to unpack here in regards to the second round. Miami won their first game versus Philly. Of course, we'll touch on that. Milwaukee Bucks won their first game versus Boston. Yeah. Golden State, by the skin of their teeth, literally down to a layup due to missed free throws by a 90% free throw shooter, Clay. Damn, they should have lost that game. We're going to talk about that. And Phoenix protected home court, in the words of CP3. Protect home court. Even though Luka dropped a 40-piece triple-double on him.
Right.
Where you want to start, east or west, man? How you want to do this? How you want to do this, man? Because if we go east, we got to talk about your man.
I know that's where you want to go.
You know. He's like, Lakers aren't in the playoffs, so his next target is going to be James Harden.
Exactly.
Can't talk about LeBron. He in Cancun somewhere.
Yeah.
He in the island somewhere.
He's on vacation right
He on
now.
vacation.
Yeah, KD wouldn't
Recruiting. Yeah. You right. You right.
The Lakers get the slander, Brooklyn get just.
You damn skippy. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Exactly.
Because I was right about both of them, so I ain't mad. I mean, now the Lakers situation is bittersweet for me only because I'm a big Russ fan, and the way that he got disrespected last season. Take the advice. I do got a little bit. I do have a report on that though. I do. While it's a kind of a sidebar. I'm ignoring that. Right. This is not celebrity news gossip channel. This is not TMZ.
Just saying where
this
Russ
is
was
not.
I'm just saying where Russ
we
was
are
at.
not complex.
I was just saying where Russ was at.
We are not discussing that.
I'm not.
We're not talking about that.
Where he was at.
Well, I don't want to talk about it. This is not Fashion Week. We're not doing that. What I am going to discuss, and since we are in the East, we can't discuss this because it's kind of a bridge. So there's talks. Of course, free agency don't start till June 1st, right?
Is that when it starts?
I think it's June 1st or July 1st. June or July 1st. I think it's June 1st. Don't hold me to that. I know it's right after finals.
It's July.
Finals, so is it July 1st?
Yeah, finals in July. Pretty sure.
It's free agency.
Most of the stuff will happen after the finals,
Right.
which is end of June, early July-ish. Because we still got another round after this round.
Right.
By the time they finish this round, it's middle of May. By the time they finish the next round, they'll be pushing dates back. Because we less teams, so they don't play every other day. They play every 3-4 games.
Okay. July 1st.
July 1st. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the playoffs is over at the end of June. The end of June.
Okay.
So everybody knows that Russell Westbrook, he may say he may not say it that he wants to be traded, but it's kind of like inevitable. We know that the Russell Westbrook contract will be moved more likely during the offseason. We do have reports, multiple reports. The Houston Rockets were interested at one point in regards to John Wall. I don't think that deal's on the table anymore. I haven't heard anything about it. It's kind of wavered.
Houston Rockets and John Wall, so where?
Houston wanted Russ.
I can see.
Yeah, they were
John
doing
Wall
a contract swap.
John Wall's still gone.
Oh yeah, facts. Just not to the Lakers.
Yeah.
But the biggest one that I'm seeing that's still catching fire from multiple sources is the Charlotte Hornets want to make a move, and I believe it's going to involve the Gordon Hayward contract.
Team Jordan.
Yeah, and he's Team Jordan.
They got to find a third person. No, the Lakers
I
don't
think
want Hayward.
It's gonna be more than Gordon Hayward going if they do that.
Yeah, well, they got to find third team.
Yeah, because they're not going.
The Lakers don't want Gordon Hayward.
Right, and I don't blame them at this point. You already know you're not gonna get the production
and not
to
for
match
$30
the
million.
Yeah, you're not gonna get
Guaranteed $30
You're
million.
not getting $30 million worth of production out of Gordon Hayward at this point.
Nope, he
Right.
can't even stay healthy.
So the reason why I brought that up is because, and there's a reason why this is connected to the Philly-Miami semis. The coaching staff, they fired Borrego. James Borrego got fired a couple weeks back. We didn't get a chance to put the episode out, but he finally got fired. Finally got fired. Free Melo.
He freed.
There's so many reports about Melo too. While we're on the Charlotte topic, about the potential of him going to the Lakers in the near future, because people want him in a big market.
I mean, if you want to come in la.
Being that he's not Team Jordan, the loyalty ain't really there either. So,
exactly.
And his home, the Big Baller Mansion,
He
is
dropped
in
commercials
California.
Too, so
And
Hulu has live sports.
he might be on his way. He might be on his way. He might very well be on his way to LA. I could see LaMelo going to the Lakers, going to La La Land.
If you really want to expand the brand, just come over to La La Land. Jordan nice, but you ain't really part of Jordan, so Jordan ain't gonna help you.
He's with Rock Nation, so he could make a deal happen.
Exactly.
But the reason I'm bringing this up is because of the coaching staff that's being interviewed or lined up to potentially become the Charlotte Hornets' new head coach include Darwin Ham, which is the Milwaukee's assistant. I think he said Sweeney, which is Dallas's assistant
I think
coach.
he was projected to be a coach a year ago.
Kenny Atkinson, who was a former Brooklyn Nets head coach, who got them back to the playoffs with D'Lo.
Great player, development coach.
Kenny Atkinson's a great development. Yeah, team
He
builder.
had all the.
He built the Nets.
That's what I'm saying. Though.
He
Yeah.
built the Nets up.
Yeah, D'Lo, yeah, Dinwiddie,
LeVert,
Allen,
all
all
guys.
them.
You know, before he got booted out for Steve Nash, that's a whole other conversation for another day.
Definitely another day. Next year.
But the name that stands out the most next to Kenny Atkinson is Mike D'Antoni.
Well, you said off air if he won the MVP.
If Melo wants an MVP, not only will he stay in Charlotte, but he'll definitely put in a bid for Mike D'Antoni. Based on what D'Antoni did for Phoenix with Steve Nash, stole Kobe's MVPs. We talk about that all the time. Definitely. Stole one from Shaq and Kobe. Because Shaq could have got one that year.
Mm-hmm.
They debate about that all the time because Steve Nash said, make your free throws, you probably would have got it.
That was Kobe's best offensive year. That Steve Nash though.
Yeah, because he got back-to-back. So I think one of them was Shaq and one of them was
the first
Kobe.
one was Shaq, the second one
Definitely
was Kobe. Kobe got the next or the year after that. He got 06.
Mm-hmm. So then he took that same offense. He took it to New York and
that don't count.
No, it counts because they actually did good. That was Insanity Melo. That was a good year.
Yeah,
it was a good year. Tyson Chandler got the defensive player.
They had a
it was good.
Year and a half. They got a year and a half.
It was good.
But the most recent standout for D'Antoni was what he did with James Harden in Houston. Houston Harden was up for. We'll address that on next episode.
They kind of already run a Mike D'Antoni system.
I know.
That's on Mike D'Antoni.
I know.
They run like a 12-second offense.
I know.
They's not efficient.
So imagine, right? That's the thing. Imagine him taking it's a system like yours. All you gotta do is perfect the wheel.
Yeah.
I said it off the air, and I'm gonna say it on the air. If LaMelo Ball wants to elevate his portfolio,
one thing they got to
get Mike D'Antoni. But if they want to make the team a playoff team, go get Kenny Atkinson.
Well, one thing they would have to do with Mike D'Antoni, Rozier got to go to the bench and get traded.
Yeah, that ain't
for LaMelo to
thrive like that. Terry gotta go.
Either that or go to the bench. One or two.
He get paid too much.
Exactly. But if he want the MVP, and if they're trying to re-sign, I don't know if they even got the money to re-sign Bridges.
We packing his bags.
Who Bridges is? Bridges gone?
No, I hope not.
Oh, well,
I'm talking about Terry.
Yeah, but Bridges ain't a free agent, right?
Yeah, but I think they gonna
work out.
It honestly depends on the relationship between Melo and Bridges.
I think they got a good one on for. I've never heard no.
I hope.
I've never heard nothing.
I hope, because we've seen plenty of players
and
get along on
what
court.
Bridges want to do though.
Get along on court and then off court don't be vibing like that.
As long as Bridges don't think he's the number one option,
then we have a problem.
Well, because he kind of is the number one scoring option.
He's not the leader.
I say he's the leader, but he's no more scoring option in Charlotte.
See,
so that's gonna make him want to think he's the number one.
Y'all get this. Y'all have this weird way of mixing NBA in general. You assume a top scorer is a leader, not necessarily, because we see that with KD all day long. If KD was a leader, he would have galvanized his team and got. And even if he lost to Boston Steel, it would have been a sweep.
Well, James Harden still been a team.
Big facts. And dare I say it, had Brooklyn kept the three together with Kyrie full timing?
Oh my God, I said that's the only reason they were going to win the title.
The biggest what if.
If they had James Harden, it's the only way they was getting to the finals.
As soon as they let James Harden go, you already knew the outcome. Like, up, so much for that.
Because there was zero pressure on James Harden in Brooklyn. There's a little pressure, I feel like, just a little bit.
More than what he likes, apparently.
Well, now.
A whole lot of pressure.
Well, yeah, now, because they know Embiid.
So fast forward. The reason why I took this long detour to get to the Philly-Miami matchup is because Mike D'Antoni
he gone.
is not only leaving Brooklyn, but Mike D'Antoni is Harden and Daryl Morey's number one option to replace Doc Rivers if Doc Rivers don't get them out of this series. So, one
blew out.
One could say, because you said this earlier, that Doc Rivers gets in the past and gets to survive another year. It won't be a full season if he does. Probably also.
Well, the only reason he won't get a pass if they get blew out.
And get swept.
If they get swept.
They get swept, he get fired.
Exactly. If they get swept, he get fired.
But D'Antoni's on the board still, so don't think.
I don't have his back. Hey, there's no back to backs, man. You ready to come over here, man?
Don't think for 1 second. If Morey gets word that Charlotte's interested in D'Antoni, he gonna
off the list, but Sacramento was too.
He gonna intersect that. I'm sure Morey has something to do with that. Hey. Don't take the Sacramento job.
Yeah, exactly.
We got you over here. Relax. Do your interviews.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want no tampering. Yeah. Do your interviews. I won't pay no tampering fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Do the Charlotte interview. Just don't give them a, you know what I'm saying, a hard yes or a soft no.
Exactly. Just
they
gonna think about it.
Just marinate on it. Because what happens if Doc don't show up and we blow this to Miami, he's out of here. Already packed his office up. His bag is packed.
Yeah, exactly. He on the day.
What
He on a game-to-game basis.
Game by game basis.
He got lucky to get past Toronto.
What you done said. Really, Toronto could have beat him.
Well, that was his best coaching that I've seen in a long time from Doc Rivers.
It was. I don't like the fact that Joel stayed in the game too long. At what cost, right? Look at what it cost you. So, real quick, we're gonna address Game 1. For those of y'all that didn't get to watch it, wasn't the prettiest of games, if I'm gonna be honest with you.
It's not what Miami did to win the game.
It's what Philly did to lose.
It's what Philly did not do to win the game.
I agree.
They just
So
step up.
when you look at the stat line, the answer is quite simple. When you're starting five, only one player had over 20 points, and that player is Tobias Harris. What do you expect? What do you expect?
And he was one of
5 points for
four.
Danny Green, 4 points from your center, 19 from Maxey, and 16 from Harden. And we ain't talking about splits.
And they ugly.
And it wasn't no pretty split either. So I don't have much to say to this because there's not much to show. There's not much to talk about with this.
They didn't step up.
Philly, the only way Philly would have won game one, this is a no-brainer. With these numbers, Joel would have had to play. It's the only way.
Yep.
It's the only way.
I'll
With
tell you what they need
with
to
this
do.
production,
As we've been listening to First Take all day, DeAndre Jordan can't start.
oh, I agree.